Hey guys, this is Esiri and welcome back to my YouTube channel. How you doing?
Why are you talking so quiet?
I don't know, how you doing?
I don't know.
I have Carson here with me again today, and today we're here to talk about some questions that interracial couples get asked, but we don't want to hear it. Don't ask us, okay?
Don't
ask us. And I know after we said this, some of you people that don't hear what will still ask us this question. But before we get into these questions, don't forget to subscribe if you are new, and if you're already subscribed, thank you for coming back to the video. Give this video a like, comment, and share. Did I miss anything?
No, you got the 4.
So these questions, we found them in an article online, so we're just gonna talk about them. We're gonna tell you if we've ever heard some of these questions personally and stuff like that. But yeah, let's jump right into question number 1. So first question is, but what will your kids identify as? Have we ever gotten this one? Have you ever gotten this?
I want to say maybe once, but I don't remember. Some variant of that, like.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten this question. No, I've never gotten this question. But why would you even ask anybody? What's your business? Okay, if they tell you my kids will identify as purple, what will you use that information to do? Would that information better your life? Why do you care so much?
Yeah, that would be.
That is just so rude.
Are your kids gonna be Nigerian or the Canadian? I think the answer is both, because they're interracial, and that's what.
And that's where they're from. They're part this, part that. So.
The only thing on the funny note that might be like this might be like weirdly relevant for us specifically, because we're a Nigerian and a Canadian that probably is not going to raise our kids in Canada. So we're gonna have like a mixed race Nigerian Canadian kid, and we're gonna live.
Increase the light a little bit. Okay, continue.
We're gonna have a mixed race Nigerian and Canadian kid, and we're probably gonna live in like Vietnam or China or Poland or South Korea. Yeah. So in that one situation, I could see people being like, "What is your kid Korean?" Be like, "I don't. It's more Korean than me. I don't know." Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, we've never gotten this one, but please don't ask people this question.
Yeah, that's a weird question.
It's really rude.
Yeah.
So number 2 is, so you met online. Why do people just assume every interracial couple meet online? First of all, there's nothing wrong with meeting online. That's a way to meet.
Today.
Especially in today's day and age.
Yeah.
But would you ask her, is it heterosexual? I mean, we are a heterosexual couple. What am I thinking? Would you ask a couple of the same race, so did you meet online? So why would you think it's okay to just imagine that every interracial couple meet online, right?
It's actually kind of like a vaguely racist question, because it assumes that like you guys like live in different worlds, and like it's like, you know, there's like black people in Canada, right? You know, there's black people in Britain, so like just because you're married or like with like a black person, it doesn't mean you like, oh, I flew to Ghana, and while I was there I met this wonderful Ghanaian guy. Like there's like Ghanaians in white countries.
Yeah,
so
it's such a weird question.
Yeah.
And again, just to reiterate, there's nothing wrong with meeting online. It's just kind of rude to just assume. Right?
Yeah, well, the assumption is really strange.
The assumption is the rude part.
It says more about the person asking the question.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It does, than the actual couple, right? Okay, so number 3 is, was it weird when your parents met?
I've been asked that.
Have I been asked that question?
I've been asked that.
I've never been asked that question, also because our parents haven't met yet. I'm pretty sure maybe if our parents meet, people would ask me the question, but no.
Yeah. I feel like that question is just like, that's just like a weird question, because like, of course it's always going to be a little awkward.
It also doesn't even matter the race, right?
Yeah,
because it's like 2 different people with 2 different backgrounds, and coming together, there's always going to be weirdness. Doesn't matter what age you are, what age group you fall under. Yeah, there's always going to be that weirdness when you meet someone for the first time. So,
but I think the problem with that question specifically for an interracial couple
is the race. Is the racial discussion.
And you would never ask that question. I would never ask that to like a white only couple or a black.
No,
I would never.
That's what I'm saying. Is the race in the mix of the whole thing?
Yeah.
That is the weirdness people are actually talking about. It's not any other. It's not any other dynamic in that relationship.
Especially like I could see like if you were like Canadian,
Yeah.
and I was Canadian, and you're just a black Canadian, and somebody's like, was it weird when your parents?
People
met?
will still ask the question.
Yeah, but it's
though.
like it's not like a series. If the series parents were Canadian, it wouldn't be weird at all. There's no scenario, but they assume there's a big cultural.
I know it's.
Yeah.
Some people you need to read before you ask some questions. Yeah, you just need to let it marinate in your brain for a few minutes and really tell yourself, should I really be opening my mouth and spewing gas everywhere?
Wow. Spewing gas. Let's move on.
Okay, question number 4 is, have you always been into insert racial category? So in our case, have you always been into black women? In my case, have you always been into white men? I have gotten this one
100,000 times. I hate both variants of this question. Because there's this one, there's like have you always been into black women? And then there's the flip side of it where people are like, how do I word it? Like white women are uncomfortable that I'm with a black woman. I don't really know how to explain
really?
it.
I thought it was only like in the black.
No, I've met. Well, let me put it to you this way. No, I've been asked, have you always been into black girls? And then at the same time, if I say, oh, I really like black women, yeah, it's like I made a video about it. White women are always like, oh, that video is kind of cringe. And I'm like, I don't know. This question is so
but mostly it's online people that ask me this question. Nobody that I know personally in my life have asked me. Because again, I'm Nigerian that grew up in Nigeria. Where would I see a white man to be into to begin with?
It's probably more of an accusation.
It's not actually. It's people are judging you. This question is not people are just asking you. They're like, it's like a judgmental.
It's different,
kind of question.
because like I hear some of the videos you listen to about like black women and black men's issues.
Yeah.
It's not like that for white people. White people ask me this question because they want to accuse me of fetishizing you. They want to like woke me. I have had people after seeing my marriage photos be like, well, be careful, you don't fetish. I'm like, please shut up. I married the woman. I'm not like, and it's always like white people that have no black or people of color friends, like none. It's like a white person surrounded by white people, and they're like, be careful not to fetishize your wife. I'm like, who do you even know? That's another culture or race outside of like you're surrounded by white people in your hometown. It's just it's a weird projection question. Yeah, I hate it. I hate that question. I usually just say yes now just to like totally trigger people. When they're like, have you always been into white women or black women? I'll just take it.
You know what? I've never actually said yes. Maybe just next time when somebody asks me, I'll say yes just to see
see them
their reaction because I mean, I feel like most times when people ask you that question, they expect you to say no, right? And then I don't know, maybe they come up with something. But I feel like if you say yes, it's gonna be like a surprise reaction.
I do now. I'm like, because it's part of it's the truth. I haven't always been into black women, but having met a black beauty and having so many black friends now, black women friends in my life, I'm like, I actually enjoy spending time with black people. Well, people of all color. Or, well, not all colors. People of color. I enjoy spending more time with people of color than I do with, like, white people. So, and I say that to white people, and they get all kind of like, it's really funny. They get all flustered.
All right, let's move on.
Okay.
So, question number 5 is, so, are the stereotypes true?
Ugh.
I've gotten this one, and it's that one stereotype everybody has of a white guy.
Which one? There's many, aren't there?
There's one popular one.
Wouldn't know.
Really? You didn't even think about it?
I no.
It's about the size.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's a white stereotype for size? I thought there was only a positive stereotype for like positive stereotype for black men.
Oh, for white men it's the opposite. For black men it's that it's big.
Yeah.
For white men it's that it's small.
So
I've been asked that one before.
Sweet. Awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
That's the only.
Thank you, by the way, for worrying about my genital size. I appreciate that. What a weird question. Like,
I know.
Are the stereotypes true? Bro, stereotype by definition is like a very broad generalization that like at best has a grain of truth and at worst is just completely, so like
Yeah.
If it was always true, it wouldn't be a stereotype. It would just be like a
It
fact.
would just be like a, yeah,
that would just be like a,
yeah.
yeah, white guys look like this. Like, that
Yeah.
would be a thing.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Ugh.
Okay, question number 6. So what language are you going to speak with your kids? We're going to speak our own language called the Zulu language. Since people are... I don't know, but we're going to speak the mixed race children language to them. 'Cause what else would they
It's like the new pidgin. It's pidgin and then like other...
I don't get it. Both parents speak English.
No,
so
but
what
I could
are
see
you expecting?
if it was like somebody whose like first language was one thing and their other language was another. I could
Yeah, but
see
you would
maybe.
just naturally assume the kids would speak both. The parents,
Yeah, I don't know.
a normal parent would try to, for example, if one parent is, because I watch some Korean like interracial couple, like most times it's always the dad that is the Korean, so you would hear the dad speak Korean to the kids and you hear the mom speak English to the kids. Like you would just assume like naturally that is what would happen.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously depending on the country that they reside, they would speak more of that language. Like for example, the Korean American couple I watch, they live in Korea, so the kids speak more Korean because that's what they speak at school and stuff like that. But they speak both languages.
Yeah, there's bilingualism exists. Trilingualism exists.
I don't understand the question. Sometimes you people say, me, I don't understand. Okay, this question 7 is just dumb. Are you sad Heidi and Seal broke up? What's my business if Heidi and Seal broke up? Are they the interracial marriage people poster child?
Yeah, that's the.
Are they the poster child?
No, they're actually like our boss. Like they, yeah, they have to like they dictate interracial policy.
You're like, what is my business if Heidi and Seal broke up?
Yeah.
Okay, question 8. So your mom wasn't mad, Carson? Your mom wasn't mad?
No, my mom was thrilled.
Oh, that's a surprise. I thought she was gonna throw a fit.
No. Have I been asked
like,
that?
How dare you ruin our blood?
I've been asked like, well, what did your parents think? And I was like, my parents don't care because they're not racist pricks. They just were happy that I was happy. But then the follow-up, it irritated me because people were like, well, what did they like really think? And I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Really?
Oh yeah.
I've never gotten that question before.
And I said that. I was like, what do you mean by that?
Who asked you? Is it like a friend?
Who asked me? Oh no, it
Obviously,
was...
you don't have to name the person.
No, it was like a coworker of my barber who was a friend of mine, and that person was a real toxic racist piece of garbage. But they were like,
a girl?
Yeah, she's. Anyways, she was like, well, yeah, but like, what did they really think? And so I just said, I was like, I don't get it. What do you mean by that? And she had a hard time, obviously, because racist, they always want to imply it, but they don't want to say it out loud.
They never have the guts to actually say what they want to say.
Yeah.
They want you to kind of figure it out, like, no, say it with your chest. If you want to ask the question, Auntie, ask the question. Why are you scared to ask the question you want to ask, right? It's And
then they immediately backpedal.
Yeah.
Like, no, explain to me exactly what that means, because it's over my head. They're like, like, yeah, that's right. And then,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I was pretty mad that day. I was pretty mad.
Question 9. Whose food do you really like better?
That's a weird, I feel like that's an innocent question, but it's phrased terribly. Like, why don't you just say, oh, you like married a Nigerian woman. Do you like Nigerian food?
Yeah, because
that's an innocent question.
Because to me, it feels like you're asking, especially in a situation where one of the couple it's not Western, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're asking, like, I don't know. It's like
it's a competition.
Not like it's a competition. It's like you kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Where you think something is lesser than, like, the other person's food may not be as good as Western people's food, right?
It's especially weird hearing that from like white Westerners, because like Western food sucks compared to all the other food on the planet, man. Like 99% of Southeast Asian food I've had kicks ass.
Yeah.
99% of like even like West Asian, like India, Afghanistan, like Pakistani food, all that kind of area is awesome. And like white food and even 90% of African food I've had kicks ass. Yeah. So like white food is like mediocre. So it's weird when like white people ask that question.
It's just a really.
But if you just want to ask like, oh, the food must be nice. Do you enjoy the food? That's an innocent question, but like it's just how that's phrased is really like competitive and weird.
Okay, last question. Question number 10. Do you think you would stay together?
That's an awful question.
Are you wishing divorce on couples?
You would never ask that to a couple of the same race.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
You would never. Why would you ever ask that to any couple?
Oh,
you're with this person. Do you guys think you'll stick through it? Like, that's kind of the point. That's what every couple's trying to do.
You know what? Yeah, sometimes I don't really know. I mean, I understand a little bit why. But this camera has been crooked the whole time.
Nope, now
it's crooked. Okay, sorry for the little shaky arrangement that I didn't need to do.
You did not need to do it. No.
What I was gonna say, like, I always wonder why. Okay, like I said, I know why, but why do people really think because you're of different race, it's a problem or it affects the relationship negatively? Because that's, to me, I feel like that's where this question is stemming from. Do you think you will stay together despite being of different race, right?
Yeah.
Like, people of the same race have the same marital troubles that people of different races have, right? Like, we argue, we quarrel. You didn't take your clothes off the floor. You didn't put toilet seat down. We all have the same kind of argument, right? I mean, I get there's a little bit more of like when it comes to like racial issues, it's different. But like the little arguments that could possibly end a marriage is the same.
Yeah, I guess
it cuts across all board, right? Right? Am I wrong for thinking that?
No, if anything, I would say most interracial couples I've met are more flexible in their thinking anyways because they're exposed to so many different.
Yeah.
So if anything, like, I would assume the opposite. I would assume interracial couples were like, maybe, I don't have any statistics for this, but just intuitively it feels like if I see like a Korean man and an African woman, or a Korean man and an Indian woman, or a Korean or a Japanese woman and whatever it is, I would think like, wow, they probably are exposed to different viewpoints, so they're probably like, you know, their mindset's a little more open and flexible.
For you to be in an interracial relationship, to an extent, you have to have an open mind.
Yeah. Although I would say there's tons of there's tons of white people in interracial relationships that have serious like internalized racism issues and they have to deal with. So in those situations, I can see it being a thing.
I know that, but like just in general, like just talking about it in general, right? So that question is just like every other question we talked about is just stupid. So if you're one of those people that tend to ask this kind of question, refrain from it, okay? Don't let the devil use you to ask stupid questions. Okay, guys, there we have it. We just saw these questions online and we thought it would be fun to just tell you guys. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you're in an interracial relationship, if you've been asked any of these questions, or you've heard people ask anybody you know these kind of questions, or maybe some we didn't talk about, let us know in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.